Hi, Patrick here from Have Cheetah Will View. Um, Welcome to another film review. Um, this film review is brought to you by our good friends over at Bayview Entertainment. Our good friend Peter has sent us some films to look at, and some of these films not only are we looking at, but we also get a chance to interview some of the people behind the movie. And for this one, 2012, the last ones, by the time you see this, we have already talked and interviewed director-writer Andrew Jara, who made this film. Um, so I'll tell you a little synopsis of the film, and then I'll show you some thoughts. So this is a dystopian film. Uh, it basically is the end of the world. A virus has hit the planet, wiped out just about everybody on the planet. So we meet two survivors. We meet John and we meet Michael. They're living in a small town, I believe, in New Mexico. And they're the survivors of their town. Doesn't seem to be anybody left. And so Michael comes over and John's really in despair. John's about 19 or 20. Michael's about 30. And Michael comes over and helps John. He helps him bury his family who's died from the virus. He looks out for him. John is a very shy young man. He comes across sort of feminine, and that relationship sort of goes that way a little bit, without, it's not implied, but what you see, the dynamic, you definitely see. He looks up to Michael. He believes what everything Michael says. He's totally dependent on Michael. If anything happened to him, John wouldn't probably last very much longer after that. So they live in this town. And John's being so young, he makes a lot of mistakes. They have to hold off. It looks to appear to be the undead. Michael has fortified their house a little bit, and he's got a rifle, and he, if he sees, zombies, he's taking care of them. But of course they only come out at night. They don't ever really come out during the day. So during the day they have their town to themselves, but at nighttime they have to be inside the house and ready for action. Of course, this also goes to during the day they go down to a local store where they get most of their food and supplies, and they run the power for their house through a generator. During the day, they run the generator, or at night, they run the generator. During the day, they turn it off to save power. So it's very, they've been together like this. This is about 9 months or so. They're growing their own food. They get along pretty well. Whatever Michael says, John pretty much agrees with. And then one day, John's in the store and he meets Karina, who's played by Marcel Bowman. Michael's played by Algernon Diamasa, and I really can't pronounce John's name. I'm just going to call him Mark because I don't want to crush his name. Andrew could tell me how to say it. Anyway, John meets Karina in the store. He's shocked because he hasn't seen another live soul since the virus hit. He's the only person he's have contact with is Michael. But he sees Karina, and of course that changes the whole dynamic of the relationships. Karina's by herself, and she has come from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's hiked across the country, across the state. But John, of course, immediately invites her to come stay with them. Have a home cooked meal, a safe place to stay, and whatnot. And Karina's a little wary, of course. Yeah, I mean, two guys in a house. Yeah, I'd be a little wary of that too. But she goes and accepts the offer, and her and John hit it off right off the bat. They hit it off right off the bat, including become intimate. Now this, of course, scares Michael because he likes to be seen as the protector. He's the one that's been taking care of the house. He's been the one that's been, organizing the supply runs, protecting John, comforting him when he lost his whole family, that sort of thing. He sees himself sort of like the alpha male, but when Karina comes into the house, his authority is threatened, and Karina can sense right away that Michael's not a fan of hers, and of course that makes her nervous too because, he's a male, he's got a rifle. There's all sorts of bad things that could happen. But like I said, her and John, they come together, and then John starts explaining about the undead at night, how they're coming and have to protect the house and whatnot. You can't go out at night and whatnot. And Karina's totally confused. She's like, "What are you talking about?" And Michael says, "Well, you certainly have had to see them when you came across across the state." And she goes, "Sees what?" And when we hear her say that, we realize that all the people that Michael has been seeing, they're either in his imagination or he has inadvertently been killing people from long range survivors. There's no undead. And she convinces John of that. She says, "I can prove it to you. They're in the backyard. We bury them in the backyard." But when we go out there, we see that there's nothing back there, and then the only people that they've been seeing have been shot. So, of course, this causes a lot of tension, and it leads to the last act. And I'll leave it there, so you guys can figure it out when you watch the last ones. I'll talk to you a little bit about some of my thoughts. First of all, the premise of the film reminded me of a film called Z for Zachariah. And it was sort of like the same premise, except that it had a male and a female, and then in a platonic relationship, and then a male comes in, a survivor, and there's a dynamic, between the three of them, and it doesn't end necessarily well. And it sort of had the same feel for this movie as for that one. I will say that this movie is beautifully photographed and scored. It's and directed. Andrew Jarre has done a beautiful job directing his story that he wrote. It's very effective. The movie is low budget, but he uses every penny he has on the screen. And the town and the way they shot the film in the middle of a town, I don't know what city they filmed it in, but it looks amazing. It really does look like it's the end of the world. And they shot it in neighborhoods, not sets. They shot it on location. It's really cool. The cinematographer is Matt Wilson. Beautiful job by Matt Wilson. This movie looks absolutely gorgeous, filmed in black and white. The music by Jordan Shantz, 4th star of the movie. A good score helps set the mood. This movie the score does not allow you to get comfortable. It's jarring and it's unsettling and uncomfortable, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be designed to set you on edge a little bit. A good movie has a score. The score is like it's a star. In the right hands, it's a star of a movie, like It Follows, or like a Friday the 13th, or that sort of thing. It's iconic. And while I wouldn't say this is an iconic score, but I will say for what it is, for the movie that it's in, it's brilliant. Really enjoyed that. The editing by William Murdoch is also done. It's also well done. The movie is edited really well. It doesn't have there's no pacing issues. The movie moves very quickly. It's a 70-minute runtime, and there's not much. It's very economically filmed and edited. You're getting a lot of bang for your money in a short amount of time. Now, that being said, I will have to say the one thing I didn't really like about the film is I didn't think the cast was very good. That's my only problem I had with it. I just didn't think the acting was strong. it wasn't strong enough for the material. The material overwhelms the actors, and they look like they're, especially the actor who played John, Mark. I'm going to crush your name, especially Mark Osikanda. Andrew's going to have to tell me how to say that. He is totally out of place in this movie. He looks like he's reading off a cue card. His delivery is very stilted. Algernon Diamasa does a lot better as Michael, and Marcel Bowman as Karina. She's not bad either, but again, this material needed to be put in some strong acting chops. Somebody with some skills, because this is a heavy subject. Dystopian movies, you got to have some really good actors if you're going to do a drama like this. I mean, this isn't a thriller or suspense or action. This is a drama, and you needed the actors to match that. And that really is my only complaint. Though I will say that the chemistry between Michael and John, it was pretty good. That I'll give that. I mean, still didn't, and that's, it's sort of faint praise because it still doesn't save them, save the movie from that, from noticing the acting. Not a bad movie. It's a good movie. It's one I'm recommending. I do think that you see it, for a lot of reasons. The script, like I said, the script is strong. It makes you really wish that there had been a little bit stronger cast, but you got to work with what you got, right? So Andrew Jara definitely is a gentleman to keep an eye out on as far as the director goes. He's definitely got some skills. Definitely. This is a well-directed film and smartly written. And again, this is based off a short film that he made basically with the same cast, pretty much. He made a short film, and then he made a feature film. So dystopian movies are a drama. It's most of the time, it's very rare that people actually do this. Movies I can think of would be like Testament, Day After Tomorrow, Threads, those heavy drama movies, not necessarily action packed like Mad Max or that sort of thing. This is a dramatic film, and it really works on that level. Again, this movie is 70 minutes long. I would say this is rated PG-13 as far as this rating goes. It's unrated, but I say PG-13. Nothing really objectionable for a teen. If he has questions, you could easily answer the questions. It's not necessarily scary. It has its moments, but so yeah, well worth your time to look this up. You can get this at BayviewEntertainment.com. I'll be putting the link up to the website in the description box below. Plus, I'll be putting a link up to the. Plus, this will also have the link to our interview with Andrew Jara, who, as I'm doing this review, will be talking to him that day. I want to say thank you to Peter Castro over at Bayview Entertainment for sending this movie. Bayview Entertainment has outstanding films. They remind me a lot of art exploitation. They do a lot of foreign films, a lot of retro films. Highly recommend them. Highly recommend the company. And if you're new to the channel, please consider give us a sub, hit the notification bell, and then leave us a comment down below. Let us know if you've seen the last ones or if you have any questions about the last ones. I will go ahead and I will pass any questions you may have. I'll pass it on to Andrew, and we'll answer them. We'll leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching, and let me know too what your favorite dystopian film is, the end of the world movie. Let me know which one your favorite is in the comments down below. Maybe we can get a discussion going about that. Yeah, let's do that. Again, too, Midnight Society, every Sunday night at 8 p.m. We moved our time from 8 to 10. And then after we're done there, stay tuned for Gory Bee Movie. She is on at 10 to 12. I'll be putting her link down below, too. Because why not, right? And of course, again, thank you for watching, and we will talk at you soon. Peace.